For sure, the Israeli occupation has been practicing genocide in Gaza and destroying all forms of life in Gaza. There is a direct targeting of the infrastructure in Gaza Strip, and there is a total destruction of the homes and hospitals and all the health centers as well in Gaza. There has been a targeting for 45 days now to the north of Gaza, a total destruction of homes, areas, and there is a genocide carried out by Israel in Gaza. What Gaza is witnessing since the beginning of the aggressive war on the Palestinian people is, till this moment, a continuous bombardment by the Israelis and targeting the civilians in Gaza and targeting the homes and the shelter places where the people are. Every day there is at least 100 people killed in Gaza because of the continuous bombardment carried out by the occupation Israeli army. And every day there is at least 300 wounded, in addition to the full destruction of the infrastructure of the Gaza Strip, as well as the homes and the places that people take as shelter against the continuous bombardment that the Air Force of Israel is doing, in addition to the Israeli tanks and the Israeli guns used to target the civilians in Gaza.
Mhm. Now, amid all this escalation, how do you interpret the ICC's recent arrest warrants for Netanyahu and Yoav Gallant?
There is no doubt. There is no doubt that this is a qualitative leap regarding the nature of the conflict between the Palestinians and Israel, and this decision by the court is categorizing the leaders of Israel as war criminals committing crimes against the Palestinian people and crimes against humanity. Therefore, this memo by the ICC, though it is late, it came late and it came after a lot of pressures on the judges of the International Criminal Court. But after all of this, today, yesterday, we have this warrant for the arrest of Netanyahu and Gallant, and this is to put fairness to the Palestinian people, and I believe that this warrant will be composing a ground for more measures against the soldiers of the Israeli army that committed massacres against the Palestinian people and the crimes against humanity in Gaza Strip. It has been happening for 13 months now, a genocide war against the Palestinians, and it's even dating back 76 years ago with the crimes of Israel against the Palestinians. This resolution by the ICC is a victory.
Right. From your point of view, yes. From your point of view, could this development shift the international community's stance on the conflict?
For sure, this will constitute a legal tool for pursuing the Israeli occupation, and it will also be a legal tool and a political tool, a diplomatic tool to pressure the Israeli occupation to be committed to the international law and to the international humanitarian law and to implement the relative international resolutions. This step by the ICC is unprecedented in the history of the Arab-Israeli conflict, and this decision will constitute more force towards condemning the state of Israeli occupation and its crimes against the Palestinian people, and it will be a way for holding the war criminals accountable. And yesterday, this warrant came to be part of the way towards strengthening the international Court of Justice to speed up the litigations and the investigation to condemn the Israeli occupation for the genocide and the crimes against humanity against the Palestinian people. So this is an opportunity for the international community to give fairness to the Palestinian people and to stop the genocide against Palestinians.
Right. So, from your point of view, Mr. Harfoush, how do you foresee the Israeli future relations globally and regionally in particular?
Internationally, I believe that the Israeli occupation will be more isolated internationally because Israel violated the international law and violated the international legitimacy and committed crimes against humanity. So the international community should force the Israeli occupation to be committed to the international law and international humanitarian law, and the world states that are supporting the Israelis in committing these crimes should reevaluate their connection with Israel and to be committed to the international law and to the Rome Agreement and the International Criminal Court to implement this warrant against Netanyahu in Gallant. And I believe that the international community has the duty and responsibility to play a real role and real pressure on the Israelis against the genocide happening. We have seen yesterday a huge amount of statements by the leaders of the Israeli army and officials in the Israeli occupation state who have described the warrant from the International Criminal Court as anti-Semitic and said that it is not ethical, and they said that this decision by the court would not be forcing Israel to anything, and the war criminals of Israel will not be committed to this warrant by the ICC. And Israel believes that it is above the law and above the international criminal law. So I believe that the warrant yesterday will not allow impunity anymore for the leaders of Israel, and international justice will take its course, and the warrant will be implemented against the ones who committed war crimes against the Palestinian people.
Right. Now to Lebanon. How do the Israeli occupation forces' recent attacks influence the broader regional response towards those actions?
The Israeli occupation and the Israeli occupation army want to make the bill high for killing the Lebanese people in order to force the Lebanese people to agree to the Israeli terms. They wanted to pressure military-wise by committing these massacres against the Lebanese people because Netanyahu believes, and his right-wing government believes, that through making the bill so high and killing many Lebanese, this will allow the project of Netanyahu and his coalition government to reoccupy part of the Lebanese territories and submit the Lebanese people to the Netanyahu plan. But I believe this criminal act by Israel and the criminal bombardment of the Lebanese people and the Lebanese villages every day, I believe this will encourage the regional countries to play more role and to pressure more for stopping the genocide against the Palestinian people and the Lebanese people. And this will also get the regional countries to pay more efforts on the international level to pressure United States, to pressure Israel to stop the genocide against the Palestinian people and against the Lebanese people. But still, the Israeli occupation is still continuing with committing the massacres against the people of Palestine and people of Lebanon without being committed at all to the international law and international humanitarian law